Hello and welcome to America's Heartland. I'm Paul Ryan. You've no doubt heard that the American family farm is fast disappearing. Truth is, while the U.S. Department of Agriculture says the total number of farms is declining, some 90% of all farms in America are still family-owned. And those families are some of the hardest working people you'll ever meet. And that work never diminishes, not even in winter. Pat McConaughey learned that firsthand when she spent time at a Michigan dairy farm.
Winter is no farmer's favorite time of year, especially in central Michigan. But farming is a year-round, full-time job, even when the fields are covered in snow. No one knows that better than Ken Nobis. He oversees an 800-head dairy herd on 3,000 acres. It's February, the coldest month of the year. When the weather is frigid, each task just seems to take a little longer.
If you're familiar with the winter climates, it's just simple as all the time it takes to put your own clothes on to leave the house. But the cows move slower, especially when it gets down around zero. Equipment breaks more frequently when it's that cold, and it's just a much slower process.
There are about 700 cows in the milking herd at any one time, and they're milked twice a day at 2:30 in the morning and 2:30 in the afternoon. It takes more than 20 employees to run this 24-hour, 7-day-a-week operation, and milking cows is just one of the chores to make sure all runs smoothly, even when the temperatures are below zero. And tasks can be just a little more difficult. Veterinarian Jerry Kerr knows that well when he makes his weekly house calls.
In this profession, it's about how many layers you can put on and still get the job done. And sometimes that's tricky. The tricky part is being able to keep your arms bare so you can pregnancy exam cows.
Ken really counts on Jerry to help keep his herd healthy year-round.
Yeah, we do believe firmly in maintenance. In many of the aspects involved with it, the vaccination program we follow is extremely thorough.
Yeah, one challenge in working in this kind of weather, when especially working outside, is to make sure that our products, our vaccinations, don't freeze when they're in the syringe before we get them in the animal.
Jerry takes about 2 hours doing his checkups, and dairyman Ken believes the time is well spent to make sure he has a healthy herd. But in winter, it isn't just sickness he worries about. There's a greater risk the animal could get injured.
Because even in the barns, the cement will get slipperier when it gets cold, so there's more chance of them slipping and breaking a leg.
Another task that goes on, snow or shine, is pumping the cow's stomach when it's not digesting grass and hay properly.
The cow has 4 stomachs, and the rumen is the large fermentation vat, they call it. And that's where she puts feed down when she primarily eats.
A special mixture is pumped into the cow to get her to eat, even if she doesn't feel like it. Cold weather can impede this process.
This task, yeah, that hose starts freezing up. That's a problem.
Winter is also the time for more mundane but no less important tasks. Ken says planning is the key to successful farming. And like any business, that involves paperwork.
And we keep a lot more records today than we did even 10 years ago, but the computer is just phenomenal.
Ken also uses the winter months to repair equipment. But he says today's farm implements have gotten so complicated that it takes a professional. However, farm hands do take care of basic maintenance. Keeping a dairy farm running is a year-round job, and winter has its own special demands. But that's exactly what Ken Nobis likes about being a farmer.
I like cows, I like people. It's a challenge, it's a constant challenge. It's not every day you get up and you never know what new challenge is going to face you, and I like that.